Imagine waking up one day and realizing that your money isn't just sitting in a bank, but is instead a digital entity floating in a vast, decentralized universe. Welcome to the world of cryptocurrency. It's like stepping into a sci-fi novel where money is no longer tied to a central authority, but instead dances freely across a blockchain, a digital ledger that records every transaction in a way that is transparent and secure. Now let's break this down, because I know it sounds like a lot. First up, let's talk about blockchain technology. Picture it as a giant notebook that everyone can see but no one can erase. Every time a transaction happens, it gets written into this notebook, and once it's there for good. No one can sneak in and change it without everyone else agreeing. This is what we mean by immutable. And transparency? Well, anyone participating in the network can look back through the pages and see exactly what's happened. It's like having a history book that can't be rewritten. Now, how does this all stay secure? Enter cryptography. Think of it as the secret code that protects your transactions. When you send money, it's not just floating around in plain sight. Instead, it's scrambled into a code that only the right people can read. This is done using something called hashing, which turns your transaction into a fixed-length string of characters. It's a one-way street. Once it's scrambled, you can't go back. You also have public and private keys. Your public key is like your email address. It's out there for people to see, while your private key is your password. Keep it safe. But how do we know which transactions are valid? That's where consensus mechanisms come in. It's like a voting system for the blockchain. In the proof-of-work model, miners, people with powerful computers, compete to solve complex math problems to validate transactions. It's like a race where the winner gets to add the next block to the chain. Then there's proof-of-stake, where validators are chosen based on how many coins they hold, making it a bit more eco-friendly. And let's not forget delegated proof-of-stake, where stakeholders vote for validators. It's a community-driven approach that keeps everything balanced. Now, let's get into tokens. When people talk about cryptocurrency, they're usually referring to coins like Bitcoin or Ethereum. But there's more. Utility tokens give you access to a product or service. Think of them as tickets to a concert. Security tokens are like owning a piece of a company, and stablecoins are pegged to stable assets, like the US dollar, providing some calm in the storm of volatility. Speaking of wallets, how do you store all this digital cash? There are hot wallets, which are connected to the internet, making them easy to access but also more vulnerable to hacks. Then there are cold wallets, which are offline and much safer, like storing cash in a safe instead of your pocket. And this brings us to decentralized finance, or DeFi, which is revolutionizing how we think about financial services. Imagine lending platforms or exchanges that don't require banks as middlemen. It's all about putting power back into the hands of the people. Let's not forget smart contracts. These are like digital vending machines. You put in a condition, and if it's met, the machine automatically executes the contract. No lawyers, no waiting around, just pure efficiency. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Cryptocurrency can be incredibly volatile. One day you're riding high, and the next, you're plummeting. Security risks are real, and regulations vary widely, so you've got to stay informed. So, whether you're a crypto enthusiast or just starting to dip your toes into this digital ocean, remember, it's a wild ride filled with opportunities and risks. The future of money is here, and it's up to us to navigate it wisely.